Why does Black women's joy make people so uncomfortable? So Tiana Taylor, who just
Mhm.
last 6 months ago, we were like, ooh, this glow up needs to be studied. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her. She's thriving. Ugh. Okay, you saying all that. Oh, I love when a king don't code switch. Ryan Coogler, you're gonna big up Ryan Coogler's office and authenticity, but the same night, y'all are like, ugh, Tiana Taylor, she's doing too much. What is she on?
Nesting. So back in 2007,
Girl, what?
yes,
I
renesting. I'm
love
calling it
this.
renesting. It has
Okay.
to do with being a stay-at-home daughter. But basically, in 2007, I
Uh-oh.
realized I wanted to start. I started my first company. I had big dreams of basically always doing this. And I was like, I'm going to start a entertainment news blog. I was right there doing it in LA. And I told my dad. My dad was like, you probably need to come home if you're really trying to start a business. And I was like, wait, I'm cute. I'm in
This
LA.
little boy is like, I talk to myself in the mirror.
So, like, the mirror is basically a gateway or a thing that's in the dimension that will basically lead to you in an infinite timeline of other dimensions. So, if you look in a mirror and say something, that will, one of your other selves in one of the infinite dimensions will hear it. And basically, it'll come back to you because it's a mirror.
So basically, this kid is opening portals in the bathroom. I'm here to fix my edges. And
Timothy Chalamet, because I read the article because I was like, I can't believe this is a thing. Actually attributed his not winning, which is the subject of an article after somebody else won. They had to write an article about why the losing person lost, didn't win. And they attribute it to his comment about ballet and opera and
Girl,
folks who
bye.
cast late ballots. What? No, seriously, what? This is a bridge too far. It's too much. It's too much because evidently the dominant culture needs an explanation that ignores the simplicity of the truth. That's why. So what happened?
That
Why
no
did
one
he
watched
lose?
it. It's a
Right.
horrible movie, and no one cares about Timothy Chalamet. That's
Hey, girl, hey.
hey, girl, hey. I like
This
your
is
lip.
summer edition. Thank you. It's red. Ready. Red as in ready. Ready for the world. Ready to turn
I
on the
like it.
autoresponder. Thank you.
Your autoresponder is
It's
on.
giving summer, but I'm indoors, so I'm ready for summer.
You're not having hot flashes, are you?
Girl, no.
Okay, good.
I would be so upset. I'm not
I've
ready.
had them.
You
They're
have?
not fun. Yeah, they're not fun.
What is it like?
Oh, it's like it feels like the oven. You know when you open the oven door and
Yeah.
there's that burst of heat that comes through? That's
Yeah.
what it feels like. Yeah. It's not fun.
I hope I'm not having them. I've been
No,
hot.
you would know. Trust.
Okay.
You would know.
I had to take my
You would
sweatshirt
know.
off the other day. I don't know.
No, you would know. It's because of my hormonal imbalance, but it's getting better.
I have a hormonal imbalance too.
Birds of a feather.
Girl. How's your hormonal imbalance?
Oh, child. Anyways, what's your out of office
My
reply?
out of office reply is I am currently out of office figuring out how to grow my hair long, regulate my sleep cycles, and shorten my manifestation window. Thank you.
I know that's right. I like that. Well, my out of
What's
office
yours?
reply is I'm busy creating propaganda.
Oh, okay.
Talk to me later. So
We're talking to
I
you nice all
was
month.
because it's my birthday month. But I was having breakfast with a friend today, and she was like, I mean, storytelling is a version of like basically it's propaganda. And I was like, ooh. And she's like, my propaganda is focused on, equity and giving opportunities for people who don't normally have, the resources to tell these important stories that promote equity and all, and, different cultures and all that jazz. And she's like, I'm a propagandist. And I was like, you know what? I am too.
Girl,
I'm going to join you in that fight.
It's the era of the storyteller. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes. We're going to get into some things today.
Right?
I'm like, let me go pull out my soapbox and set it down.
Here's a sound effect.
I know. That's
my soapbox.
Girl, I know. It's that kind of day. Y'all get ready. Get ready.
Girl, she blew a little pep in my stuff. I was like, yes, I am going to join you in that fight.
This is the era of the storyteller. I mean, it's about our stories. And this is very much the episode. Y'all just get ready. Everybody buckle in, settle in, get your glass. However you listen to us, listen to the podcast. However you're out of office, we're about to get into it.
About to get into it.
You ready?
Post-Oscars discourse.
Oh, yeah. Let me get into that since you just said post-Oscars, because my ICU girl is an ICU king, and I think we know who that is.
Oh, yes.
It's Michael B. Jordan. It's my ICU king goes to Michael B. Jordan, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's deeper than that.
As if we need it, but you tell us why.
I had to write notes for this, okay? Because I want to focus on Michael B. Jordan's Best Actor win. And it's a win for all of us, and particularly the marginalized. And let me say why. So the people who the system ignores, the people that the system was not built to benefit, because in landing the Best Lead Actor award at the Oscars, Michael B. Jordan beat the machine. He beat the machine. And here's the breakdown. Okay, ready for the breakdown? The entire industry set a machine in motion to crown Timothée Chalamet for his role in Marty Supreme. To crown him. This was a movie I did not see, by the way. But anyway.
No one did. Don't worry about it.
I was not alone in this, in missing this. So Timothée Chalamet, his own ambition, it's obvious. So he's dating a Kardashian. He's doing all the promo. He's taking part in the press and pomp and circumstance and all the overwhelm of pushed messaging to deliver him in a chariot to something that he, for some reason, felt like he was entitled to based on doing the bare minimum that others told him to do. He took the roles they told him to take, which he happened to get. He did the interviews, participated in upholding the systems and structures that do marginalize others. And there was actually an article in the New York Magazine, and this was where I was done. And this is what set me. And this is what put me on my soapbox. The title of the article, after Michael B. Jordan won Best Lead Actor at the Oscars, Why Timothée Chalamet Didn't Win. That is the title of the article in the New York Magazine. Not congratulations to Michael B. Jordan. This is a landmark moment. He played two characters, how wonderful his performance was. It was why Timothée Chalamet didn't win, because they needed an explanation. And actually attributed the fact that Timothée Chalamet, because I read the article because I was like, I can't believe this is a thing, actually attributed his not winning, which is the subject of an article after somebody else won. They had to write an article about why the losing person didn't win. And they attribute it to his comment about ballet and opera and folks who cast late ballots. What? No, seriously, what? They wrote an article about why the loser lost, and then they attributed the loss to his comments in an interview. Now, this was a Best Lead Actor Oscar, but they attributed the loss not to his performance, but to his comments about ballet and opera in a very late interview that was like days before the Oscars.
Literally days before.
What?
Okay.
You need this is a bridge too far. It's too much. It's too much, because evidently the dominant culture needs an explanation that ignores the simplicity of the truth. That's why. So what happened?
That
why
no one watched it It's a
Right.
horrible movie, and no one cares about Timothy Chalamet. That's why
Even
he
though
lost.
y'all
He
want
lost.
him to be your king. That's why he lost, because Michael B. Jordan, based on pure talent alone, originality, and the truth of his superior performance, shone brightly and did a better job. And based on voting, they had to recognize the truth because it was so starkly in their faces. So despite the messaging, the machine, and the man they uplifted, propped up, wrote about, interviewed, dressed up, positioned, quite simply, Michael B. Jordan, let me say his whole name with the initial and a dot, just stood in the power of his performance. So this is what my ICU King is about. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. That's from Jay-Z. That's going to be my theme. Keep shining, King. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Child, these people are
I told
unwell.
you. It's a soapbox.
They're unwell. There's been a lot of chatter about a lot of things. They're just unwell.
I'm
Like you really sat up there and wrote an article about why Timothy Chalamet didn't win Best Actor. Like
why
no
the
one cares.
loser lost? Since when did you have to write an article in New York Magazine about why the loser lost? Do you understand the gravity of this?
No one
There is an
cares.
article after the fact, not about the winner who won Best Lead Actor, but why the loser lost, because that was their guy. They
fine.
can't. They're in shambles. If you don't understand, just on the basis of this, the workings of the system around us, if it's not starting to become clear, just on this,
Girl, it is crystal clear.
What we doing?
Like the water trickling down from the Andes. And I don't know if the water trickles down from the Andes, but that's just the
For
image
the sake
I have.
of discussion, it does. Because you're a propaganda storyteller, and this
exactly. It is clear as the water in the fjords.
We believe you.
Of some Nordic country I can't name right now.
Girl, that's a better reference.
And I like the level of I don't care. Like y'all do what y'all want to do.
I know.
At the end of the day, Michael has an award. Ryan has an award.
That was based on voting. Even though the picture got and we have a Black woman who won Best Cinematography.
Autumn has an award.
Amen.
Ludwig has an award.
You know what? And they didn't want to give it Best Picture. Okay, girl.
We already.
Okay, girl. That's how I feel.
For 3 hours.
This is my 2020. Like, okay, girl. I'm like, these are my words.
I can't even talk about.
Okay,
girl. We already know why they won't give them Best Picture. We already know why they won't give them Best Director.
But it delegitimizes.
We are not going to talk about this because you know why? Because we already know what time it is, and we don't need their validation. The movie already won last year
at the box office. Amen.
Okay. It won last year. It won when we, the think pieces that we were chatting about. It already won. Culturally speaking, commercially speaking, it is already won. It is nice to have. I'm not going to lie. Growing up as a kid, watching TV, watching the Oscars for many, many years, of course, you want to be on the red carpet and be mingling with the celebs and be in the front row and do that speech.
Yes, everybody dresses up to applaud you. Yes, exactly.
Yes, great to have. But do I need it? No. Do I want it? Sure. But
sure.
You already know
just like you want uncomfortable Louboutins with red soles at the bottom. I mean, they don't feel good when you wear them.
But they're nice to have.
But they are nice to have. They're very cute.
Very cute. Anyway. Especially when they're on sale.
Girl.
So we already know. So
we already know.
The entire team there for a historic win. I mean, the movie dropped April of last year, I think it was.
It was last year, yeah.
It sustained all of that through the summer, into the fall, into the following year.
It's a masterclass.
That is huge.
How you overcome the machine. And that I'm going to talk about this later. That's why my soapbox is dusted off. I mean, I put a cushion on it because we're just going to be on here for a little while.
Well,
it's
let me bring my soapbox. It's my sound effects.
Like it.
So my ICU girl this week is Quinlan Blackwell. And a lot of y'all are probably like, who is this girl? I'm going to tell you. She's been
I'm one of
all
the
up and
people.
down. Do you know her?
No. I'm
Girl.
I'm ready to hear. You always find the people.
She's been up and down my feed for the last 2 weeks. I kept seeing chaotic clips of her and Tyreek Withers in a kitchen, and it turns out she has a show called Feeding Starving Celebs.
Oh.
Okay. Then she pops up as one of the hosts for the red carpet to the Vanity Fair's Oscar party. They paired her up with 2 other hosts doing red carpet interviews for YouTube. I'm not going to lie, the whole thing felt a little cringe.
Uh-oh.
And this is aside. The other
Okay.
2 hosts, I don't know where they found them. They just were not there. They just lacked a little finesse, a little sheen, a little... They just were not
ashy?
prepared.
They were
No,
ashy.
they weren't ashy. They just were not prepared.
I mean ashy professionally. They were professionally
yes,
ashy.
ashy professionally speaking. Yes, because there's been a lot of discourse about content creator versus entertainment journalists. There's been this debate and how certain brands have brought in content creators to replace entertainment journalists for these red carpet events. And look, my take on that is there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody.
Right.
I think folks are relying a little too heavily on follower count than they normally should, because there are people like Quinlan who are just naturally good at this and others who just aren't. And I think Quinlan should have been paired up with someone who's a bit more seasoned. Like if Wendy Williams was doing her thing, like watching Wendy and Quinlan, I would have paid money to see that, because she's entertaining as fuck. She is so unfiltered and so chaotic in a way that's weirdly endearing. So I didn't know who she was. I looked her up and saw that she had like 4 million followers. I was like, 4 million? Like, how did I miss her? But she was really popular on Vine. She had, I think her name was Quinsadella. And she started posting, doing these really funny, relatable videos at the age of 9. Or 8 or 9. And then she parlayed that into becoming a personality on TikTok and Instagram. Anyway, I stopped watching the show because I was like, I can't watch these.
It's painful.
3. It was very painful. But thank goodness for Threads, because Threads put me onto the best 2 parts of the red carpet. So there was this one moment where she couldn't keep it together when she met the man that plays JFK Jr. in the American Love Story show. He's just so handsome, and she just could not keep it together. Her eyes were like, take me now. He's married, by the way. But we were like, same, sis, same. But the moment that really did it for me, she did a red carpet interview with Damson. And the tension, Damson Idris, the tension was so thick that towards the interview, she was like, well, how are you planning on partying? And he was like, you'll see. And then like sauntered off. And the co-host was like, oh my God, am I interrupting something? And then she was like, no, because a couple of years ago, I slid into his DMs and he never responded. And then, so I guess before they did the interview, he told her, let's not be cheeky. And then Quinlan was like, I'm from Cincinnati. I don't know what that means. And then the guy was like, but I thought you were from Texas. And she goes, oh, yes, I am from Texas. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, but why did you say Cincinnati? Anyway, apparently Damson did remember her from the DMs. And that's why he said, let's not. And then that's why the whole exchange happened. So it felt like, when you're watching someone, or maybe you don't watch someone, but I've seen instances where someone will run into their crush in real time and it doesn't go as exactly how they imagine. It was pure chaotic comedy. So Quinlan, new follower here.
New follower.
She might be a little too chaotic for me sometimes, because she's like the niece that you like, oh, I want to hang out with that young person. And then you realize like your niece cannot take hanging out with that young person beyond a couple of hours. That's who Quinlan is. So
Okay,
I see you, girl.
I understand. We see you, girl, Quinlan. Now I'm gonna say on the topic of sliding into DMs, I just happened to see a TikTok where a woman was talking about how she slid into Jesse Williams' DMs, which led to an 8-year tryst.
Excuse me?
Multi-city.
What?
Let me just say something. She was like, he was my crush on Grey's Anatomy. I slid into his DMs and he hollered back. And then we hung out. And then he was like in Chicago. And then she was like, and then he was like, how soon can you be in LA? And she was like, hey, I had just had a baby, but I'm going to just put this baby in the bassinet and I'm going to get on a plane.
Wait, excuse me?
She rolled out. And then for 8 years, he was her sneaky link, or she was his sneaky link, vice whatever. But she said, shoot your shot because you never know. So if anybody needs to hear this is your sign. Sometimes people be checking them DMs. I'm just saying,
I need you to send me this immediately. Like, why are you telling us this? Like, you could have just kept it to yourself. Like, why are you sharing?
Somebody
this
needs to
piece of
hear it.
information?
I feel like TikTok is the land of oversharing because evidently somebody needed to hear it. I don't know.
It's too much. Like, as much as I thoroughly enjoy that story, I also don't need to know that story.
I don't need to know it either, but then I kind of needed to know it because then I was just like, well,
he was just announced.
Checking their DMs.
What show is he on? He was just announced on something.
I don't know.
Did you see this? Let me type this
when
up.
You say you can't say
crazy.
Jesse Williams' name and say, "Did you see this?" and not be referencing the Broadway clip from him on stage. Did you see this? Will forever be associated with, they did a full frontal nudity scene in the Broadway.
I forgot about
production.
That.
Yeah, you can never say, "Did you see this?" and that's not what's the first thing that comes to mind.
He's going to be on Morning Show.
And
he's going to be on the next season of Morning Show. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I saw the
Jesse
other.
Williams. Girl, you didn't need to share that, but thank you. All right, let's move on. What you on right now?
What I'm on right now. Okay, so this is what I'm on right now. Renesting. So back in 2007.
Girl, what?
Yes, renesting. I'm calling it renesting. It has to do with being a stay-at-home daughter. But basically in 2007, I realized I wanted to start. I started my first company. I was like, I had big dreams of basically always doing this. And I was like, I'm going to start a entertainment news blog. And I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to write these articles and post them. And this was like way back. Remember, 2007. So this is way back before the whole kind of golden era of the entertainment gossip blog thing, entertainment news blog really happened. I was right there doing it in LA. And I told my dad was like, you probably need to come home if you're really trying to start a business. And I was like, wait, I'm cute. I'm in LA. I'm driving my convertible foreign. I have an executive job in the music industry. I'm sorry. What? No. I was so offended by the thought because my identity was so tied to these external things. It was tied to the car I drove and what I look like and my job title and my business card and, being in the music industry, all this stuff. My identity was tied to all those things. So it was just like, it was unthinkable. And if that version of me had have done that at that time, I would be a multi-millionaire by now. Just being able to follow through, knowing what I know now. So here's what I want to say about that. So fast forward 2025 last year, I did move back home to simplify my life, to heal from the rat race of being in LA, being a creative in Los Angeles, the escalating cost of living, the inconsistencies of income, and a desire to actually grow my business, like to have an opportunity to focus on my business without all of these other worries, like just finding a slower pace, a smaller place all of those things. Just maintain. And so
Mm-hmm.
freedom itself is just not free. And I wanted to get freer. That was the whole point and purpose. A lot of people, when this happens, assume that things are going badly professionally, or that you've bottomed out because you've rejected the appearances of what is a quote unquote successful life. And at least this is what we've all been told, that independence, that a flashy new thing, whatever that is,
Yeah.
car, bag, whatever, a busy social life, the peacocking aspects of life, all of those things are supposed to be the symbols and the vestiges of a successful life. And when you let go of that in favor of something much quieter, you're making your moves in silence, you're working in the corner of a shared house, you're building a different kind of future. And so more importantly, for me, you're healing. I've been healing my nervous system, healing my body, healing my mind for what's
Yeah.
next, So I'm hearing more and more of this now. Last year was me being a stay-at-home daughter, but I'm starting to hear more and more people tell me stories just like this. And it still seems kind of fringe and a little bit radical of a decision to make, but I'm calling it renesting because I think it's about to be a thing. And I think it should be more of a thing. So successful professionals who need to take a break, people maybe who built lives to please others to their own detriment, now have
Right.
to take a pause, figure out who they really are. The widening gap between the life they built and who they really are is starting to suffocate them.
Mm.
That's what renesting is for. So they're moving back home, moving to smaller cities, getting rid of fancy items, cars, clothes, bags. I had a woman tell me that she has dozens of designer bags and she regrets purchasing them now because now she's thinking about where that money could have gone and how it could have
Oh,
helped her
wow.
business that she's starting. She regrets the bags. So I
But
just
she
want
can
to
sell
talk
the
about it.
bags.
She said, that's what she said. She's like, I could always sell them, but she was like, I never really needed them. And so I think somebody listening to this can be that version of me that I was in 2007, needing to
Yeah.
hear this from somebody now. Go back home, sis. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything other than whatever decision is that you're making. And that's your business. That's your business. Sometimes you got to make moves in silence. So I am on renesting. I'm calling it renesting. That's what I'm on right now. And I think more people need to consider it.
Yeah. I do. I think that's a viable option. It's a little bit of what we talked about last week with Melissa Ford and her conversation with Shan Bodrum on her podcast.
Right.
That one is specific to decentering men. But before she talked about that, she talked about these women that have just decided that, like, this is not what I thought. This, meaning their lives, is not what I thought it was going to be. And they've just decided to leave the country and sell everything and start over and really focus on essentially what we're doing every week actively. We're centering joy. Joy is the strategy, right?
Joy is the strategy.
And
Bottom line.
I think if that's your mantra, then you should be thinking about renesting. I think that's a great way to say it, actually, because there's an empty nester and then there's renesting, and I think that's cool. I think it's cool because if it's all about building the life that you want to live, then go do that. And what anybody else has to say. So I love it.
Well, yeah. Well, people, I think I just noticed that there's an immediate assumption. Like people are like, oh,
Yeah.
bad times don't last always. And I'm just like, there's no.
Like, no, this is pretty comfortable. I like this.
I know, this is great. Like, actually, this is one of my better times. This is like one of the better decisions I've ever made. It was challenging to make that decision because the challenging part was to walk away from what I was told I was supposed to do, even though it wasn't working for me, even though I wanted something different, because I want something more than what I want something more than what I was told I was going to get. I'm
Exactly.
walking away from what I was told I was supposed to do because I want something more than what I was told I was supposed to get. I've learned that. This version of me has figured that out. And so you have to stand in and be in the truth of your truth. no, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy decision to make. It's not ever easy, which is kind of the theme of what, even from the ICU girl, ICU king, to now being able to stand in your truth despite whatever is going on around you has to say about it or is trying to make you believe.
Right.
So
Very true. Well, moving on to one I'm on right now. You know
what you on right now?
Well, somebody, this 9-year-old is trying to tell me to believe something too. So, again, Whitney Houston is a prophetess because children are our future. They truly are. She's so right. Anyways, I'm scrolling, as I usually do, minding my business. And this little boy is like, I talk to myself in the mirror because the mirror is a gateway to infinite versions of yourself. And when you speak, another version of you hears it and it comes back to you.
What? These kids
This
be knowing.
Okay, he's like he's a Mensa member. I think he's like the youngest Mensa member ever in time or whatever. That's whatever. I don't know how the Mensa stuff works, but so basically, this kid is opening portals in the bathroom.
So yeah, he's basically opening portals in the bathroom.
I'm here to fix my edges, and he's talking about accessing timelines.
You're like,
but anyway,
I just.
And then he was like, don't be so loud. Whisper it. Because if you say it out loud, your brain starts to analyze. And then the doubt comes in. But when you whisper it, it bypasses all of that. And I said, this kid's been here before.
What kind of milk they drinking now at this age? What's going on?
So I see this and I'm like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Why not?
Have you tried it yet? Or are you like, it's on the list?
Have I tried? The question is, how many times do I talk to myself in the mirror now since I saw that video?
Do you whisper?
And I immediately start doing this. And my entire mood shifted.
Are you whispering though?
I'm whispering because my ass is loud, but I am whispering because another person said we need more whimsy in your life. So I'm channeling that whimsy and using that in mirror work. So that is what I'm on right now.
Mirror work.
Mirror work.
Well, you gave people the formula. And you whisper to what you want in the mirror.
Well, it's like you're just talking to yourself. You're encouraging yourself. I'm not going to share what I specifically say, but something like is I'm talking to a future version of myself. And what's really interesting, when I first did it, because I was so into it, I was like, I'm doing this. For a split second, I felt that I was talking to someone else, even though it was me.
Oh, I see.
It was really cool. Because here's the thing. It's just me and me. Right? So
all the way around.
If we're made in God's image, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm whispering something loving and kind and true, then what I'm really doing is agreeing with God.
There you go.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing mirror work, and I'm not just checking my outfit, I'm checking the energy as well. So that's what I'm on right now.
The energy's laid, the edges is laid. Okay, I'm with that.
He was onto something. I was like, okay, I see you, King.
I see you, King. Yeah. Like, there's some kings in this episode, I'm saying.
Seriously, this little kid put me on. I was like, you're talking to versions of yourself and it comes back to you. What? And I just applied it and I was like, oh, he's right. I really, not legit. My mood just completely shifted since I started doing it. So I'll keep doing it and I'll keep you guys up to date on it. But I'm having a lot of fun in the bathroom. I already have fun in the bathroom, but I'm having even more fun in the bathroom now with these conversations. It's really
I like it.
Great.
I've been practicing my DM notes in the mirror.
What do you mean DM? What?
I'm gonna just make a list of people I'm gonna DM. And see what happens.
Is that your Black business this week?
It's
She
not.
just
It's not.
putting a list together of
That's
DMs.
my business. That's my business. That's my business. No,
I love how
speaking of
unhinged this
DMs,
is.
we actually want people to slide into our DMs, book clubs. Mind My Black Business, The Best Man, Unfinished Business, book 1, which is a phenomenal. I mean, I did co-write it with Malcolm D. Lee, the writer and director of
Yes.
The Best Man franchise. But the book is amazing. It is like reading a movie. It is, the pages and the words fall away and the story unfolds in your mind like a movie, which was sort of the ambitious goal that we had in writing this, because everybody has met these characters on screen. So we had to do something really special with the book. So enough people have read it and said that that's how it feels to them. So it's very exciting to hear that. But it's really ripe for discussion. And we have loved being in these book clubs. There is nothing like hearing people talk about this book. Okay, the opinions, the conversation, the commentary, we're living for it. So we have sent out an invitation on social for book clubs to email us. There's a dedicated email. They can email their book club information, and we will, if schedules permit, join the book club. That's what we decided. It doesn't matter the book club. We will join. If you're reading the book, you're having a meeting, you're having a discussion, we really want to be there. So if we can be there, we will be there. So I'll put a link on Instagram that has the information and details for the email address and the ways to slide into the DMs. Book clubs, we are looking for you. So that's what's up. Minding my Black business. We want to get
want to
get into business. We want to be in the book club. We want to hear what's going on.
So do you have some set up already to chat with you and Malcolm about? How many?
Yes. So we have 3 or 4 already. I think, yeah, we have
That's
a full,
amazing.
There's a string of days. It's like every single day. So like, it's going to be really interesting to try to schedule this.
And these are on Zooms, right? They're not in person.
We do Zoom. No. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be virtual, but we're really trying to do it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's amazing. We really tried to prioritize this in scheduling. So yeah, we're it's getting booked in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, every single day.
Love
okay.
That. Ooh,
Yeah.
Are you going to be sharing any spoilers for book 2 during these book clubs?
Maybe we know what's up.
I'm sign up for this.
We know what's in it. We know what's in book. Get a book club together, girl. And
you know what? I should.
You should.
I love this for y'all. I love this for y'all.
It's a lot of fun, but yeah, we do know what is in book 2 at this point. So
that's dope. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well,
very exciting.
My Minding My Black business this week is something that I just discovered. It's new. So I have not tried it.
Okay,
but it looks
I'm excited.
amazing. It's something called the Meridian Club, and it's founded by a woman named Nani. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. But it's a private travel and spa club for women built around rest and restoration. And the whole concept is traveling to incredible spa destinations where the focus is all about slowing down. So think onsens in Japan, hammams in Turkey, hot springs, Nordic saunas, places where basically water is treated like medicine. And they say the club is for women who are tired of needing a vacation from their vacation. And I felt that in my spirit.
Girl.
Truly.
I love that. The Meridian Club.
The Meridian Club. So it's built on 3 pillars. The first is water and stillness, meaning every trip is anchored by restorative spa rituals and healing water traditions. The second is food as pleasure, which I appreciate because I love eating. But these meals are meant to be joyful and rooted in local cuisine. So long lunches, tea rituals, wine where appropriate. And then the third is low demand community. So there's no rigid itinerary. There's no forced networking.
Low demand. I like that.
Play in the water, you nap, you wander, you sleep, whatever you want. if it happens naturally, the connections, if it happens naturally, then great. But if it doesn't, then that's fine. So right now they're inviting women to become founding members, which comes with pretty nice perks. So you get 2 full years of the membership for free, and you get early access to curated spa trips and actually have an opportunity to, help shape the community as it grows. So some of the planned experiences that they have already, they have the spa at the St. Regis in Aspen, the Salamander Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, and the Phoenician Spa in Arizona. So if
Oh,
this sounds like something you want to get into, then you need to go check out the Meridian Club, and I'll include a link in the show notes. So,
I love that. I really do. That when I take vacation, especially if it's a girls' trip, you do feel a
mhm,
pressure to be programmed. Where you've made the trip worthwhile, and it's like at a certain point, especially if you travel a lot or you have to travel for work, that's really not what you want to do in your heart and soul and spirit. But you kind of need permission to not
that's right.
do the most. So this sounds like that exact thing where it's like you really
Doesn't it
need to
sound
go on
cool?
vacation and come back rejuvenated, but somebody needs to give you permission not to, not to have to do the most. Every trip
Truly,
and gotta
because
be girls' trip.
that's one of the things that we're going to do in June. Because in June, we're going to go to a little European vacation with the fam. And
Lovely.
we're just going to go there and just be French. Like, we're not going to be packing our days with museums and such. We want to go eat, we want to nap. We just want to be in a different setting. And so it feels like a true vacation, not like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you have to go see Versailles. And then we have to go to Paris and go to the Eiffel Tower. And then we have to do this. And we have to go to see the Picasso Museum. And then no, girl. What are we doing today? We're eating and sleeping. That's what we're doing today.
Right. Right.
So
We're
I'm very
sleeping
excited.
and breathing this air. That's what we're gonna do.
Exactly. We
We're
might
gonna
see a
sleep
couple
in this
castles or
time
two.
zone. Okay.
I
Whatever.
want to see some chateaus, but the idea is to have a real vacation. So I love this Meridian Club idea that Nani put together. So congrats to her.
I love it too. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, now we're to Jesus Take the Wheel.
girl.
I got one for you.
Which one do you got?
Get the driving gloves ready, honestly. So this comes from an article in The Guardian. The headline threw me. Okay. My encounter with the man who spent 50,000 pounds renting girlfriends. That's the name of the article. So I had to read it because I was like, what?
What?
Yes. So the author of this article, the writer of this article, leads me to watch a snippet of a 30-minute documentary called Inside the Incels Who Rent Girlfriends. That's the title of the YouTube video. It's available now on YouTube. I will put the link so you can actually see that I am not making this up, because who could make this up? You can't make this up. So it's about men who pay for transactional girlfriends. Like, they are hiring girlfriends. Why are they hiring girlfriends, right? That's the next logical question. So basically, the focus of this like kind of expose documentary is the focus of it is one interview subject. He's wearing this like mask, like the heist kind of mask, Guy Fawkes with glasses on top of it. Why? I don't know. Or maybe it's like the anonymous. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. But his name, they're calling him,
I'm
they're calling
sorry.
him,
I'm just.
I know. They're calling him T, and T has spent 50,000 pounds over the past 8 years
Mm-hmm.
on the rental price of girlfriends.
Okay.
That has been the base of his dating. And why does he
Okay.
do that? Because T wants a woman who will do
Mm-hmm.
nothing but say yes to him. That's all.
Got it.
He just wants them to say nothing but yes. And he feels like it's his due, based on checking all the boxes that society has told him will get him what he wants. He is
Right.
entitled to a woman who will say nothing but yes.
Okay.
He's got a good job. He's over 6 feet. He has the income. And somehow T and his ilk have not been taught to consider the concept of an individual human will. just humanity itself, and that a woman might not want to be participating in his fever dream of a relationship. Like maybe she might have something else to do. That did not occur to him.
No.
The other person, like the fact that the woman that he would be interested in dating could be a person. No, he is paying to ignore her humanity. That's what he wants. He wants somebody who will say nothing but yes. And so this is a person who's basically predominantly engaging online. Up to like 80% of his time is evidently spent online. So this is frightening. I mean, you should watch it. It's a 30-minute documentary.
No,
There are
I'm not gonna watch it.
There are people walking around like this. This is real, girl. This is real.
For some reason, I don't know why, I want justice for men that are 6 feet and under, because I keep hearing about this threshold, this height threshold being like, I'm 6 feet. I'm 6 feet, as if that is the one. There are short kings out there that deserve love as well.
You're like, that deserve. Well, you know what?
Why are we disparaging? Why are we disparaging the men that are below 6 feet? Listen here. I am happy for T. I'm happy for him.
Are you?
Go do your thing. Go do your thing, T. Because now I know that T exists and we can avoid people like T. You see what I'm saying?
So like, do your thing, T.
Go be well. Go be well, T. Go do your thing.
Go be blessed. Be blessed.
Have at it. Are you okay? Are y'all okay? I need to stop asking this question because clearly the answer is no.
No.
What do you mean you're spending $50,000 on
no
renting
pounds.
girlfriends?
That's more than dollars.
So what's the conversion? 63,000. Let's say that. And because you have a hard time finding women to just say yes to you. Because you are 6 feet, you have a great job, and we don't know if you're good looking or not because you covered your face, so we can't use that. But because of those two things, we should just be doing whatever you say.
But where does that idea come from? And I almost have to blame the mama because I'm like, how would you come up with the concept in your mind that women just say that this even exists? Like, how did your life experience lead you to come to this conclusion?
Oh, it's the patriarchy.
That women only says
is.
yes. But you would have it challenged. Like you would encounter this where you would be around, your mom would say no.
No. Because there are women that buy into the patriarchy too. Because the proximity to that patriarchy is for them power. We know this. That's why. Of course it didn't go challenge in his household because his mom bought into it.
Well,
his mom bought into it and didn't challenge it.
And look what he's buying now. Look what he's buying.
Women. That's what he's buying. He's buying girlfriends.
This is what this creates.
Girl.
You got to tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Unreal.
In the words of Cat Williams. In the words of Cat Williams. You just got to tell him no. You just got to tell him no.
The minute he did that interview, things haven't been the same since. He opened, talking about portals. He opened a portal.
He opened a portal.
It hasn't been the same. We haven't been the same since.
Cat Williams is the portal. We haven't
been the same.
You're right, though. We have not been the same since that interview.
We have not been the same.
If we had known.
Well, for my Jesus Take the Wheel, it's another episode of Don't Save Her, She Don't Want to Be Saved.
Oh.
Because my Jesus Take the Wheel goes to Tasha K.
Oh.
Are you familiar with Tasha K?
Yeah.
Well, if in case you are unfamiliar with Tasha K, she gained notoriety a couple years ago because she lost a defamation lawsuit that was put against her by Cardi B, and it resulted in a judgment where she was ordered to pay $4 million. Okay. She has also been accused, or actually she was sued by Kevin Hart for alleged extortion and also sued by Soulja Boy for defamation. So clearly this is not her first time having legal issues. She is seasoned in the issues of legality. Okay?
Of legality.
So back when she got that judgment for talking mess about Cardi B, Cardi actually gave her some grace and was like, if you just apologize and just say you didn't mean what you said, like, I'm going to give you this opportunity. And Tasha was like, no, I said what I
What?
said. So she filed for bankruptcy. And here's the thing, filing for bankruptcy is apparently, and let me know if this makes sense because I'm not a lawyer here and you are, it's supposed to give you more time to come up with the money, right?
I don't know. I'm not a bankruptcy lawyer. I don't even practice law anymore, girl. So I don't know.
Okay. True.
But
Okay.
but
So the agreement,
theoretically, I just know there's different types of bankruptcy, and in some instances, yes, you would come up with a plan to pay your
right.
creditors back.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's the notion. But anyway, so the agreement was that she would pay $20,000 a month, totaling to $1.2 million over 5 years toward the judgment. So apparently, with bankruptcy, it's supposed to give you time to come up with the money. So the
Right.
agreement was pay $20,000 a month for the next 5 years, which is roughly $1.2 million. And instead of taking that opportunity to, I don't know, change, clean it up a little bit and move forward, she decided to allegedly, she decided to try to hide assets. And we're talking about, girl, trusts, multiple, and offshore companies in places like the Cook Islands and Nevis. Allegedly. And so she's looking up asset protection websites and even putting money in her husband's name. Mind you, the judge specifically warned her not to start moving around, but she said, bet.
This is all alleged in the complaint against her, I presume.
Because Cardi
legal
people
filings.
was like, she's funny, she might pull something, and they were wrong. This is the thing. I didn't know gossiping paid that well. To the point we're opening offshore accounts.
So these are all in legal documents that Cardi B's team filed.
Yes.
Wow.
There's like
so
documents
they did like
that
a
says that
forensic. So Cardi B's team hired a forensic accountant, and they were able to find what they feel like is proof of these alleged activities.
Correct. Now there's no money in these accounts,
but
they didn't find any money there. But it's the idea that she started these things after the judgment. Talking about I made hasty decisions to protect my family and my interests. Well, guess what? Maybe if you never started talking shit about somebody, you wouldn't be here. Or if you just apologize, you probably wouldn't have to pay that money. So now she launched a GoFundMe, and she's asking her fans to donate money so that she can pay what she owes to Cardi. That's my Jesus Take the Wheel this week.
My goodness. Well,
I'm confused. I'm like, you defamed someone, you lost in court, you got a payment plan, and then you allegedly try to hide the money. And now the solution is you want your fans to pay your judgment for you? Okay.
You know what? This is very indicative of the era that we're in. So, wow.
Good luck, Tasha K.
That's not, I mean, listen. And the other thing I will say, it's very hard to get defamation as a celebrity. So the fact that, I don't know, she could have just said, I'm sorry. Just say I'm sorry.
She could have just
said,
have
to say I'm sorry.
Or just don't talk shit about people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or just say I mean, after the fact, right? Just don't do it. But I'm saying, even if you did do it, if you had to do it,
just
or
say
maybe
you're sorry.
Yeah.
There's so many people who gossip.
And then, but then it's like, okay, but then you decide that you want to be 10 toes down on not saying sorry. And then it's
That's
like,
why I
okay, well,
said.
then you're like, I'm not going to pay the judgment. But then if you're forced to pay the judgment, then you, instead of doing that, you're asking people. So evidently there's money to pay it, but you're like, no, let me crowdsource this. Let me crowdsource
Girl.
my decision making, the consequences. Crowdsource
That-
the consequences. No,
Moving
no,
on.
girl.
What's your health and healing this week?
No, girl. Okay, so here we go. Scoot, I needed sound effect again for this soapbox.
Oh, here it goes.
Okay, thank you. So my health and healing this week. It's time to wake up. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. I have more to say. I have more to say. So, it's not about them. It's about you. This is what I mean. This is what you need to wake up to. It's not about them. It's about you. So the award season did it for me. This is why I'm on my soapbox. It just was my aha. I'm like, I'm unsubscribed. I'm not subscribing to this anymore. Watching the incessant positioning of the industry's quote unquote picks for the awards based on whatever the underlying motivation is a false environment of supposed merit. Supposed merit. But no, what seems largely engineered, and it lets me know how we wound up here and the climate that we're in generally. I mean, the overarching climate, how we got here. I'm realizing in the midst of all this, the articles and think pieces and explanations and attempts to delegitimize the people that actually win, for example, the people that actually won, and Michael B. Jordan, the attempts to miscategorize and mischaracterize the box office success of Sinners while falsely promoting Marty Supreme as a box office success. But in the midst of all this, I learned so much from watching Ryan Coogler and his crew. The team, the actors, the cast, the crew, the producers, they just stood in the truth and they never let the truth go quiet. They never believed any of the very loud and very wrong narratives. And so the truth stayed rooted with them. They never let any criticism or critique or summary judgment make them believe any differently about themselves or the work that they produced together. And since they stayed rooted in the truth had to be faced. And they just kept telling their stories.
That's right.
They just kept telling their stories about the film, about his geeking out and filming in IMAX and the different sizes of the film that he filmed on, and the music and the underlying lore and what everything meant and the original IP and the ideas. He just kept telling the stories because the stories were true and the stories were there because the
That's
work
right.
went into the end product. So this led me to my own revelation that it is time to wake up. It's time to say, okay, this is who I am. This is my truth as I live it. This is my story. These are my talents. This is my creativity. And these are the decisions that went into what I made. This is the work I put into it. This is the value I created with it. This is what the intention is that was infused into it. And people get to make the choice. If you never relent, people get to make the choice between the truth and the overwhelmingly loud lies that we're swimming in. If you never relent, if you keep telling your story. So it starts with each of us individually. If you know who you are, if you wake up to who you are, you know who you are, and I mean really know, then you can tell your own story. And then nobody can tell you a lie about who you are, and a lie that you'll believe. They can't tell you a lie about who you are. And that means they can no longer, if they can't tell you a lie about who you are, then that means that they can no longer tell themselves that lie about who you are. And that's why it's time to wake up. That's what I
Preach.
mean. That's my health and healing.
Yes. And that applies everywhere, honestly. Everywhere. And no matter what industry you're in, that's a thing that you should be waking up to. That's the energy that you should be waking up to every single day. The unshakable foundation of knowing thyself and not allowing any room for anyone outside of you to tell you who you are. This
That's
is
right.
why mirror work for me has been
That's
so
right.
powerful, because I'm in the mirror talking to myself, but it really shifted my mood this week. I've been such a good mood. I've been more present, and there's something to looking at yourself and saying these things in confidence that make it all the more real.
Yeah.
Right. I find myself laughing to myself in the mirror. I find myself giving myself a knowing glance, a little wink, this little pep in my step. And it's absolutely true. And the fact that this is happening, this is a theme that we talk about often, and it keeps coming up because we need these reminders, because we get so lost in the sauce of everyday life that, because it is hard, it is work. You have to
Yeah.
constantly do this. It's not something you do
Because it's
once,
pervasive.
and
The lie is
it's
pervasive. It's everywhere, and it's
extremely.
reinforced.
That's exactly right. And if anything, it's almost as if it's like AI and it's learning.
Right.
And it's showing up in different ways. So once you've learned how it showed up in this way, it feels like it's learning a new form and getting to you. And then unless you slow down and really acknowledge it for what it is, it's the same lie. It just
Right.
looks differently every
Right.
single way, right?
It's the same lie.
And I think it's all of us are feeling that, where we either renesting or we're quitting our jobs, or we're whatever the case may be, however we're responding to it, it's literally shades of the same lie. That's what it is.
Yeah, we have to counteract that lie to be able to make the decisions that bring us closer to the alignment with the truth of who we are. And because ultimately the lie, if you believe it, causes you to act in accordance with it. If Ryan Coogler had believed, and his team had believed any of the lies that were printed, I mean, how could they? Because they know what their box office numbers were. But if they believe the lies, like, oh, this is, it's a dismal or disappointing performance. It's like they tried every angle. It's
They did.
disappointing is something it's like, oh, people are disappointed. They don't think that we did enough. They don't, even though we got these amazing numbers, people don't think maybe we didn't measure up. If they believe that for a second and they stop telling the truth of their story, but he never
They
talked
never
about that.
wavered.
They just
Even
kept talking about the
look,
work.
at the end of the year, you have all these top 10s at the end of the year. Sinners did not make the top 10s for many of the trades. And then that's when we started to learn that, oh, well, they're all owned by the same guy, right? So there was this narrative they were pushing forward, to your point, the Marty Supreme or this other movie that Sydney Sweeney did or whatever. They just did not want to give Sinners
Right.
their
They didn't want to tell the
due.
truth.
They
Yeah.
didn't want to tell the truth. So even at that point, if you listen to that lie, that could have changed the course of the campaign. But kudos to the not only just the cast and the producers, but also the PR people behind the scenes
Yeah.
that knew, yes, Variety didn't put you on the list, or this person didn't put you on the list, or this person didn't put you on the list. It doesn't really matter, because these critic circles all love your movie. The fans love the movie. We would not stop talking about that movie. And it was just so cool to watch people, even this year, who are like, I finally watched Sinners, and it is exactly what everyone thought it was. And then it just renewed the discussions. Like, we need to stop. Yes, to your point, we need to wake up. Speaking of waking up, y'all need to stop with this Tiana Taylor thing that y'all are doing, because you're not going to sit up here and tell me, girl, why does Black women's joy make people so uncomfortable? It is it is the just the internet being weird again. So Tiana Taylor, who just
Mhm.
last 6 months ago, we were like, ooh, this glow up needs to be studied. Oh my God, I'm so happy for her. She's thriving. Okay, you saying all that. Oh, I love when a king don't code switch. Ryan Coogler, you're gonna big up Ryan Coogler's office and authenticity, but the same night, y'all are like, ugh, Tiana Taylor, she's doing too much. What is she on? Because apparently she overreacted to the movie winning Best Picture and PTA winning Best Director or whatever. Stop it.
Right. She is who she is.
She is who she is.
Yeah.
And I need y'all to ask yourselves these questions for those that felt like she was embarrassing. Because Julia Roberts did it for Denzel Washington. When he won Best Actor, it was heartfelt. It was beautiful. But when Tiana does it, it's
well,
irritating.
embarrassing. What does embarrassing mean, though? And what's the standard against which we're gauging the embarrassment? Like, why? Who created this standard?
2 words.
And how's the deviation?
Respectability politics. That's what it is. So
we have to
instead
do a lot
of
the healing and examination as a people,
girl,
especially Black women. We have internalized the oppressive standard, and we are oppressing ourselves at this point.
We're doing the work of the oppressors. Ding, 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 ding. It felt
This is a mess.
elitist. It felt classist. And, dare I say, anti-Black. I want to take a moment here before I irritate myself, before I work myself up.
Before I irritate myself.
This is where the healing needs to come in. If someone else's joy irritates you, that's information for you. It's not about them. It's for you. You need to examine your relationship with joy, your relationship to freedom, your relationship about what is appropriate. Because a lot of us, we have been conditioned that joy has to be earned. It has to be quiet and humble. It has to be contained. And when we see a Black woman, especially a Black woman, do it freely, it can feel unfamiliar for people.
And like a threat. It can feel
Yes.
threatening because we were punished for demonstrations of Black joy. And in certain times, I do believe, in Jim Crow particularly, it was criminalized.
The work is not to shrink her. The work is to expand ourselves. Why does this make me uncomfortable? Why do I have to feel like joy has to look a certain way? What are the benefits of policing it?
Right.
Healing isn't
and
just
why
about
are you
protecting.
why are you doing it?
Healing is about protecting your peace. It's not about disrupting someone else's.
Amen. Say that again.
Okay?
For the people in the back.
If joy is alignment, it's freedom. If anything, it's showing you what is possible. So when you see someone else fully in their joy, you're not just witnessing them, you're witnessing a version of life that is available to you too. So instead of judging it, you should be thinking, oh, maybe I get to feel that too.
That's a huge leap for people. That's a huge leap for Black women. That what you said, I just feel in my bones how huge of a leap that is generationally, culturally, because we have always been tasked with keeping the community actually safe, not physically safe, but safe by making sure that we know what rules to follow, respectability politics, basically, to stay within the good graces of whatever the operating system is. And to be able to start to look at circumstances that are forbidden or go against that teaching that Black joy is criminal and make it is illegal under the system that we're operating under. And so we've internalized that, and to go against that internalization activates so many systems within people, so many deeply embedded things that need to be surfaced and healed. I just realize how tremendous of a leap that is, like quantum leaping from one version of ourselves culturally and as Black women
Mhm.
to the next version of ourselves. So I I
And we can get
we
there.
have so much we can get there. But I
You can
think
get there.
people
I
need to
fully
realize that it's not it's going to feel very uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that you walk away from it.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's it. So yeah, what you said really sparked. I was like, oh yeah, because they're tripping over there about Tiana. I'm like, you guys are not well, and it's very clear
Y'all
that
okay?
this not. The answer is no. The 92% that we told ourselves, oh, we're stepping back and we're gonna do all the healing and we're gonna do the work. We need more work to do. Because the discussion was crazy. Because how you flip on Tiana, you literally just said, oh my God, I love this glow up for her. And then 6 months later, she doing too much. How would you act if you had the chance to attend a ceremony that very few people that look like her, that talk like her, get to go to? How would you
You'll
act?
never know. And then to think, oh, this is well, it's just not the decorum. But you know what? People break decorum all the time, but then they're
Decorum.
not policed. And the reason why,
Decorum.
right?
Do you see what's
Okay.
going on in DC right now? You talking about decorum? Get out of here. Anyways,
Exactly. That's the whole point. People, listen. Why are we
what's
policing
good? Let's get into
ourselves?
what's good. Because I don't
What's
want,
good,
I already
girl?
feel my blood pressure
Hey, you
just
said let me know. Okay,
rising.
I have two things. One is like, okay, and then the other is okay. So the first is it is NCAA March Madness. And so that means it's bracket time. The men's tournament starts tomorrow. Women's tournament starts on the 20th. And I'm following it. I don't know anything about it, but I'm gonna just guess. And I'm taking Duke for number one. That's it.
I love
Duke.
it.
I'm taking Duke for number one. But I think we should sponsor a bracket contest next year for the women's teams. And have a group chat. I need to learn more about the teams. I don't know enough
Yeah, because I
about
don't
it.
know nothing about what you just said. I just know that there's a
But it's
basketball
March
tournament
Madness.
and it's becomes a championship. That's all I know. I don't know
We
nothing
had
about
we
college
had the
basketball.
best time in Vegas. We went for March Madness one year. It was wild. That's all I have to say. But but on the topic of basketball, that's not really my what's good. My what's good has to do with the WNBA, Women's Basketball
I saw
Association.
this. I briefly saw this. Yes,
Yes,
this
so
is
they
really
have
good.
reached a new collective bargaining agreement. The Players Association has reached a new collective bargaining agreement with the league. And get this. So I bet you did not realize. So for all of the viewers and excitement and talent that professional women's basketball brings to our lives, the players were getting paid an abysmally low amount. It's
Very low.
unbelievable. So now with this new contract, of course, so this is reported by ESPN. So this is what they're reporting. The salary cap will now start at $7 million for teams, up from $1.5 million in 2025, with the Supermax starting at $1.4 million. It was $249,244 in 2025. The average salary. Listen to this. What do you think? Just right now, before I say anything, what do you think the
Oh, I know
average
what the average salary
salary?
was.
Okay, so for a listener, just hold this number in your head. What do you think the average salary is for a professional women's basketball player in the WNBA? What do you think the average salary would be? Have that number in your head. I'm about to drop this for you. The average salary now under the new collective bargaining agreement for the WNBA will be $600,000. That's the average salary now. What it was in 2025, remember that number? What do you think it was? The average salary for a WNBA player in 2025 was $120,000. The average, not the minimum, the average for a WNBA player in 2025 was $120,000.
And I
So
knew
now
that because of Angel Reese. Because she talked about how she had to do all these other things to have a lifestyle. Because she couldn't live on that
I remember
salary.
you talked about that. We talked about that
be
in
broke.
the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. Because she had a shoe. Yep.
Yeah. So the minimum salary now. So what do you think the minimum? same question, not to you, but to the listener, you listening. What do you think the minimum salary was in 2025 for minimum salary for a WNBA player, right? Okay, I'm about to drop this on YouTube. Have that number in your head. What do you think the minimum salary was, right? So now under the new collective bargaining agreement, the minimum salary is $300,000 minimum salary. But it was in 2025, $66,079.
Yep.
That was what it used to be.
Now
So
these women can actually just focus on ball and just do
yes,
that. Like
right. It's a
$300,000 a year.
You know what? It's
That's a real
professional
salary.
sports. Keyword professional. And they are traveling. They have expenses. I mean, that's your salary is $66,000. That means that you got to pay your agent. You got to pay your expenses.
Girl.
You got to pay glam. They have a camera where they have the tunnel cam for the WNBA, and they have like they can't afford a stylist on $66,000. Come on now. So I'm glad. Look, we getting there. So this is so
That's
the
huge.
average
That's
revenue
huge.
share will be 20% across the lifetime of the deal. So this is huge.
Fantastic.
Super excited for them. Whoop whoop. So yeah, this is great season, great news for basketball on the
I
cusp
love this for them.
of the March Madness tournament. Love this for them too.
So my what's good is very wild, has nothing to do with sports and everything to do with a man in Australia whose dog, Rose, was given a death sentence, and the vets were like, she's going to die in months. And he said, not on my watch. This is my best friend. She's been with me through breakups. I'm not accepting this death sentence. I'm going to figure it out. So this man took her tumor, had the DNA sequenced with the help of AI, including ChatGPT, analyzed the mutations, identified what was wrong on the molecular level, then got a lab to design a custom vaccine for the dog. No, he is not a scientist. No, he's not a doctor. Just a really determined guy. He partnered with the lab, produced the vaccine in under 2 months, gave it to Rose, and she went from barely moving to jumping fences, chasing rabbits.
So he
The tumors
basically
are still
cured
there.
cancer? Oh.
No, he didn't cure cancer. The tumors are still there, but they are very noticeably smaller than before. There's a before and after from like January to like August of the same year, some shit like that. Like it's real.
What?
This is the kind of AI stuff I can get behind. I'm not saying go out here and start making vaccines in your kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, no, please no kitchen vaccines, y'all. We all saw, what was that zombie movie? That's how it all started. No, don't do it.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is really cool. It's really cool.
That's amazing.
To see someone like, I have an idea, and then this could actually work. So I'm like,
and then they
dope.
did it, and the proper motivation, great. Well, you know what, ingenuity. This is the best of what we have to offer in this. I feel like this country, if we really got to dial into our superpowers, which I feel like is just our ingenuity. We are just so determined when we're determined. We are so determined when we're determined. So I love that. I love that for us. We need more of that. We need more of that.
And I love this for that man and his dog, Rose.
Oh, Rose. Rose. If you know, you know.
I watched that clip the other day.
Shout out to Kiki Palmer. Rose.
And it's still funny. I still laugh. Even though I've seen that clip thousands of times.
Girl.
It's still funny.
Rose.
Titanic.
Well, now. Anyway, what's your final word?
I don't have a final word. So be blessed. That's
Be blessed. Word. Be blessed, bitch. My final word is men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Courtesy of JC. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Very, very true. Well, this has been a jam-packed episode. Very long.
It has. I know, long, but
we had a short one
full of
last week, and this long-ass one this week, and Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Well, guys, look, I gotta go. So check it. Next couple of weeks, though,
Oh, right.
I'm gonna be out of state, so there won't be like video, but there'll definitely be audio. Hopefully,
Yes.
cross fingers. We're gonna try a
Yes.
new thing next week. I'm traveling, so we're gonna keep the momentum going, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, you'll know.
Maybe we can
But
drop one of
hopefully-
our new photos instead of video for the next one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, y'all. But anyway,
Stay tuned.
anywho,
Stay tuned. But we'll keep it
stay tuned.
rocking.
Yes, y'all. Thank you so much for listening and rocking with us. We really
Yes.
appreciate it.
We love you. Have a great week. Bye.